And welcome back to the iceHQ Ice Arena in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia on Murrindindi traditional land, where we are seeing the grand final game of the CCM National Women's Tournament here in Melbourne, and it is between the Melbourne Reds and the Melbourne Flaming Galahs, an all home team tussle. The two teams have played once before. They played on Saturday evening at about 8:45 p.m, and on that occasion the Reds won 5-2. But it is now sixth game for both of these teams, second game for them today, and they've played now 5 games coming up to the sixth game in just a little bit over 48 hours. So fatigue, a big part of it. This might play into the hands of the Reds. They've got a pretty full bench, whereas the Flaming Galahs have 2 and a bit lines. The Melbourne Reds have a full three lines on the bench, which may make a little bit of a difference. But it's one of those things you can never tell till it's too late. The goaltender for the Melbourne Reds hasn't really been tested throughout the tournament. She hasn't had to make that many saves with Gargano, and she's a young goaltender. If the Galahs can get a couple of goals early and put some real pressure on her, that may change the complexion of this game. But at the moment, if you were to bet on anyone, you'd probably suggest that the Reds were the favoured team. But the Galahs can show you they've got some pretty speedy skaters. They've got Zara Dennis, who's a very potent goal scorer, and will be looking for stretch passes to try and get behind the Melbourne Reds defence. So too Jojo Mosner. If she can get clear ice and a bit of room, she's also a very dangerous set if she can get a shot away. She's good at making space and time. Can she turn that into shots? So too Lauren McNabb, a real threat too for the Galahs, and they're pretty powerful in defence with Troon and Thea Jones and Emma Poynton holding them all together with Emma Poynton's maturity. But they've got to deal with the Reds. Danny Howes played very well. Marie Newell gets the sneaky little backhanded goals in the net. And Taylor Lester with just fierce energy. But the player I think I've been most impressed with through this tournament has been Neve Gallagher. She's playing defence, and she gets good shots on. She plays with maturity well beyond her years and has played particularly well. Simone Leach is always dangerous when she gets the puck up around the top of a high slot. But the big goal scorer has been Nella Brenning, who's rattled in quite a lot of goals. So if the Galahs can shut down Nella, they're in with a chance. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me this afternoon for this commentary for the grand final is Caitlin Noon. Caitlin, what are your thoughts on this tussle?
Well, it should be a good one. You have to wonder if fatigue's going to come into it. The Reds have had a bit more of a break today, getting off on the first game. So, they had a bit of a tilted battle to get in here. The Galahs was a tighter match, so you have to wonder if that's going to be a factor.
It certainly will, but the Reds have got a very young team, a lot of what you'd almost call kids. There's a couple who are like 15, 16 years old in that team, and so they tend to have boundless energy.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be awesome as we gradually slip into old age ourselves? But the Melbourne Reds, although they've been the favoured team throughout the tournament, they have had a tie. They haven't had it all entirely their own way. They had a 2-2 draw with the iceHQ on Saturday evening. So they are certainly a team that's not impervious to pressure, and you can get behind them. They do occasionally pinch in, which opens up that opportunity for the sneaky breakaway goal and the odd player rush, and we know how dangerous that is if it happens. Where you've got to be quick with that, though, is their back check. Once they do notice that they've had someone sneak out behind them, they do back check very, very fiercely. So you can't afford to wait. If you get that opportunity on the breakaway on them, you have to go flat chat, and you cannot look back. You've got to get that shot away very, very quickly. But if you do get those opportunities, they most certainly do exist, and you certainly can score goals against them. The question is, can the Galahs do it enough? I don't know.
We're about to find out.
Well, we will in a little while. We haven't started the warm-up yet. I'm not quite sure why. This game's scheduled at 4:45. It's now 4:50. But the television audience isn't particularly going to be upset. We don't have producers yelling at us to get it all underway. And we're about to get the warm-up now. As soon as the Zamboni gate gets shut.
I can see a door closing, so we are in luck.
But it may be that they're going to take some photos as well. Sometimes that's the case. But no, they're jumping on now for their warm-up. If you're watching this on the stream, the Melbourne Reds are in red and Flaming Galahs are in a predominantly white jersey with a pink logo on it. We've also got a camera attached to one of the referees' helmets. I don't know if that's being streamed or not. I don't quite know what's happening with the production, but if you are watching that, you may see it later in highlights if the highlights reel is put together. This being the first ever CCM National Women's Tournament. This is a sub-elite tournament. The women in these teams are not allowed to be players in the current Australian Women's Ice Hockey League teams. They can be in their squads, but they're not allowed to actually be playing. So it's just slightly below the highest level of hockey in the country, but it's as a result, we get a very diverse group of people playing the game, which is fantastic. Here at iceHQ, we're all about getting people playing the game of hockey. We've got some 1,000 people playing in our beer league. 1,000 people. That's incredible.
Phenomenal.
It is an amazing achievement for a sport which is very hard to get started in. What we try very hard to do here is to lower the barriers to entry, get people playing the game however we can, and try and provide an environment which gets participation in the sport. And it's been very successful so far. We'd love a second sheet because we just don't have enough ice time. This rink is a hockey rink. We eat, sleep and breathe the game all the time. And we are absolutely thrilled to have been able to run this tournament, as well as we've had Pacific Games here over the previous winter as well, which was brought the house down, even though Adelaide won it against our Melbourne Ducks. But it was a superb tournament, and this has been great. It's been a great opportunity. We had teams over from Western Australia, the West Australian Ice Quackers. We had the South Australian Wolves, and we had the Central Coast Stingrays from the Arena Ice Rink in Central Coast, New South Wales. So it's been great having them. The two Victorian teams have made it through to the finish, and that is the Melbourne Reds and the Melbourne Ice. No, not the Melbourne Ice. The Melbourne Flaming Galahs. The Galahs are made up mostly of players from the beer league here at iceHQ, from sort of a B3, B4-ish standard. So B4 to sort of C1 standard. The Melbourne Reds, a little bit of a higher standard of player individually, but it all comes down to how well they play together as a team. It's not an individual game. Individuals don't win this game, especially when the teams are reasonably evenly matched. And the last time these two teams played, the Galahs were beaten by the Reds 5-2, so they can score against them. We will find out in the puck drops in just a moment how that will pan out for this particular game. I'm looking forward to it, Caitlin. I'm sure you are as well. And we're thrilled to have been able to play a small part in this tournament as the puck about to drop, and we will be underway.
And it's picked up there by the Reds. Gallagher in on defence, just dump it in, and the Galahs will go back to pick it up in the corner, across the back of the net, and it's picked up there on the blue line. Thrown back in by the Reds, but they're offside, and the Galahs will throw it out. Reds regrouping, Gallagher again, get the red line, dump it in, and they'll go and chase it. And they'll pick it up behind the net, bouncing high, shot on goal, save, and thrown into the corner where it's picked up by the Galahs for a clear. It's handled there by Gallagher, and she'll just skate back, look for a pass across to her D partner. It's intercepted there by the Galahs, but they will back off. And the Reds back into the attacking zone, forced wide on the wing, shot across the front of the net, not on goal, and picked up there by the Reds, back towards the slot, bouncing puck around the back of the net, and looking for someone in the slot there. That's sticked away by the Galahs, and they'll look to clear it up the boards, and they do. That's intercepted there by the Reds, and the Galahs have got it. Goalie out to challenge, and she will cover.
There's that quick break that the Galahs have got an advantage. The Reds had just had a chance to change the D out, and the D was caught a little bit high. The Galahs have been on for a long shift, and they'd be pretty keen for a change, and they make that change now. They've been on for about 2 minutes. But that's those attacking chances they need to take quickly.
And Galahs win that face-off, just fling it on goal with a bit of hope there. It's kept in at the point, round the back of the net. They'll pick it up there, looking for a pass through the slot. It's intercepted there by Newell for the Reds, and she'll skate it out. And here comes Cashin, one-on-one, looking to shoot off the stick of the defender and on goal with a nice save there by the goaltender, Slade Baker.
Well, nice work by Thea Jones defending on Bronwyn Cashin, forcing her wide and giving Slade Baker much less things to worry about in terms of where the shot was going to come from.
And that's picked up there by the Reds. Battle there against the boards. Oh, it's getting mean already. And the Reds will pick it up there, fling it back down into the corner where the Galahs will intercept it and dump it out off the boards. The Reds on the regroup, the risky pass across the ice, not quite intercepted there by the Galahs, and Newell will go in to get it.
So I've been watching to see Zara Dennis. She's wearing number 8 for the Flaming Galahs, looking to pick up those cross-ice passes and try to get breakaway goals against the Reds. They know that their best plan is to get breakaways and try and pick loose passes if the Reds get a bit sloppy. And they can at times. They've been guilty of sloppy cross-ice passes on a number of occasions. If the Galahs could pick up those opportunities and put them in the net, then they're a real chance.
And the Reds get the puck off the face-off. Les will skate around a Galah, and off she goes right down the middle. And that's sticked away by the Galahs, but she'll get back to the puck and pick it up. The Galahs throw it out of the zone, and the Reds will have to go all the way back and get it. And that's an icing.
It's brought back down the other end. So one of the things the Galahs will need to be careful of, they do have a little tendency to long shift, whereas the Reds have been a little bit crisper with their changes in general. So they don't want to get stuck out on the ice too long, because the fast kids from the Reds will swamp them if they allow themselves to get too tired, and that'll start to pay in the second and the third.
And West Lynette keeping it in on the point. The Galahs will intercept, but kept there by the Reds. Galahs back with numbers, and they'll look to skate it out into the neutral zone. Skating out wide into the zone, defended there by Zoe Cruzada, forced wide, and she'll pick it up, fire it around the back of the net, where it's picked up there by Lester, just kept in on the point, but not for long, and the Reds will get it out.
Gwen Troon there, a very physical presence for the Flaming Galahs. Definitely deciding she's going to own that board, so not let Taylor Lester get through on her.
And that puck nearly picked off by the Reds behind the net, but not quite. And the Galahs will get it out, and they'll come in to the zone wide, just trying to get control of that puck. Flung into the slot. There's a loose player there with a weak backhand, but Brenning's on that, and she'll dump it out. Here comes Howe through the centre, around a player, looking for a shot. She can't quite get a good shot on it. She fires it into the net, and we have a whistle.
Not sure if that one's a penalty or not. One thing you can see that the Galahs are doing is they're getting back quickly in numbers, which is effective, but they are getting stuck down deep, and that's exposing them to the point players from the Reds. And we saw that in the previous game the Reds played, where the team defending on them would have a lot of players down deep defending, but as a result, the Reds good at using their D because they were unpressured and getting a lot of shots in from the point.
And that's a goal. So 9 seconds into the Reds power play, and they scored.
See this one on the replay. We should be able to see exactly what happened. It was a nice shot in from the point by the Reds. It's a bit difficult to get out and cover that when you've got a penalty kill. But, now we're getting a penalty on Brenning. I'm not quite sure what that one's for. It looks like it's an interference call. So the goal disallowed. Goaltender interference possibly. We didn't see that one on the net, but on the video, but we think that one was goaltender interference. And now we've got 4-on-4, at least we will have, when the Galahs get it back out on the ice.
So we are still tied up here at 0-0 with 9 minutes remaining in the first period. The Reds win the face-off, and that's off a Galah stick at the blue line. And here comes Simone Leach on the wing. She goes for the pass, and that's intercepted by the Galahs, and they'll dump it off the boards and out. Right back in by the Reds. The Galahs get control, and they'll pass it through the neutral zone, intercepted there by Leach, and she'll pass it back up. The Galahs intercept again. There's a lot of cross-ice passes in the neutral zone getting cut off. Sobol there pressuring wide, flung into the goal mouth and sticked away there by Gargano. Shot from the point, looking for a tip. There's a loose player there, looking for a rebound. It's batted away, and it is in the net. The Galahs have scored in the 4-on-4 situation.
Zara Dennis there, she was unmarked in the slot. She had a couple of opportunities, the puck sprayed across. We'll see that on the replay here, hopefully. And just loose puck, player in the right position. We're getting a replay of the celebration, but not the goal. I guess that's nice, but it's not really what we wanted. But great play there by the Galahs. They've given themselves that first chance. And the first real test of Gargano there was with that sustained pressure. And now the Reds can get their... They should be back to 5. I don't quite know why they've still got 4 off the ice. That should have neutralised the penalty for them.
So we will now have 35 seconds of penalty time remaining for the Reds.
Anyway, we're not quite sure why the Reds player is still stuck in the penalty box, because there was a goal scored against them, and that should have cleared that penalty. But anyway, we've got 5-on-4 at the moment for another 10 seconds.
And the Reds back deep in their defensive zone, looking to clear that. Dangles dangerously out into the slot, but it's cleared out, but kept in at the point by the Galahs. And the Reds will go back to get it. Here's Frost looking to clear up the boards. Krulak gets a stick on it, but not possession, and that's intercepted there by the Galahs. Brenning will get it out over the line. She skated through. She's got a one-on-one, looking for a shot. Shoot, and that is off the post and just high. Picked up there in the corner and thrown back in front of the net, but the Galahs will clean it up, and out they go. Cleared out, not quite over the blue line, kept in there by Gallagher, but not for long, and Brenning will skate it right back in. Galahs have numbers back, but she'll shoot it on goal to save. The rebound, nowhere helpful, and round the back of the goal, she flings it right through the crease, and there's no one there, looking for a tip in front with a shot from the point. And the Reds looking dangerous here. There she is, loose in the slot. Shot, score!
That evens the tally up. And in case you're wondering why Brenning was stuck in the penalty box after the goal was scored against him, it's because it was an even strength goal with both teams, with a penalty on the other team. So that's how it's been explained to me anyway. A little bit confused by it, but that's why she had to sit the penalty. But now it's all tied up at 1 goal apiece.
And this one will count.
This one will count.
So they've got to be happy about that. Leicester wins it back to West Lynette. She'll fire it through the neutral zone, looking for Leicester. Can't quite get control of it. The Reds will pick it up on the corner, back to the point. Shot towards the goal.
Lights have gone out at the rink, so we're just going to wait for a pause until we get the lights back on.
It's very dark in here.
It is very dark.
Oh, hello. And we're back.
A bit of a system failure with the lights, but as soon as that happens, of course, the game has to stop. It's a little bit dangerous playing in the dark.
You need a glow-in-the-dark puck for that, Carl.
I don't think we'll do that one. Someone's probably had the idea, but it's a stupid idea and got shot down, I hope.
There are plenty of stupid ideas out there. And the Galahs will get control. Shot from a wide angle, and that is defended there by Gargano. High in the air, looking for control. It's kept in at the point by the Galahs. They'll funnel it towards the net. Looking for a tip in the high slot and didn't quite connect. They'll get it again. Shot. She'll skate it around. Looking for a shot, and that's wide. The pinch there by the Galahs D, looking to keep it in, and the Reds will take advantage and clear it out. Looking for a break here. It's a race for the puck. The Galahs will win it, gain control, spin around and look to clear. And here they come down the wing, forcing the play down into the corner. Sobol's there to pick it up and clear it up the boards. But she loses that battle, and the Galahs are back around behind the net, looking for an opportunity out in front. And they'll go back to the point, bobbled off a stick, and there's Brenning to pick it up.
And how lucky there, the Galahs. Thea Jones has pinched in a long way and opened up a lot of room behind her. If the Reds get it behind her there, they're going to have a problem.
And here comes Brenning. She's all on her own out in front. She shoots. Saved.
Puck still in play. It went around the back of the net. Slade Baker very slow to get back to her feet. She's lost her stick, so there's an opportunity there. The Reds can get a shot away quickly, but Slade Baker gets things under control. And the Galahs have cleared it out, and Reds back to get it. Here's Sobol. She'll whack it away into the corner. Just keep it away from the Galahs players there. And here's Leach looking for the outlet pass. Howe through the central zone. And she'll skate it in herself. They'll stay onside. Forced out wide. And she loses control, but she'll go back and get it. And looking for an outlet in front. She'll shoot it on goal herself. That's off, it looked like off the mask. Back in front, shot on goal. That's saved. Leach will go into the corner and get it. Pressured there by the Galahs, right back in front in the slot. The Galahs have numbers back, and they get a stick on it and clear it out off the boards. Anshin back for the Reds, and they'll go for a dump, and Leach will be the lone forechecker there, while the rest of the Reds get a change. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. We're all tied up 1 goal apiece. 6 shots to Reds, 4-3 to the Galahs.
And that's right in front, cleared out by the Galahs. And they'll be looking to generate some offense in these last couple of minutes. Shot blocked by Leach, shot right on goal, saved by Gargano. And the Reds battle for it there in the corner. It's picked up there by Frost, up the boards, kept in at the point by the Galahs, and that battle there won by the Reds, and they'll look to get it out.
We're going to have a tripping penalty on Troon, or an interference, either one of the two.
And the Galahs with possession. We will spend the rest of the period killing a penalty.
And Troon with a hooking penalty. She attempted to restrain Brenning, I think it was, down the boards. No stranger to the penalty box. Miss Troon.
So the Reds on the power play for the remainder of the first period. Gallagher with the clear up the boards, and Galahs will be content just to dump it all the way down and make them go back and get it. Here we see a short-handed opportunity, and we've got a trip.
We're now going to see a 4-on-4. It'll be even strength for a little while now as
it's Justine Krulak with the penalty.
Earns herself a little holiday. She gets 2 minutes in the box as well, and we'll be 4-on-4 for about a minute and 10 seconds.
So 40 minutes remaining in the period will be spent all on 4-on-4, and we'll have some more 4-on-4 time in the second period. Galahs with possession in the high slot, looking for a shot, weak backhander. Nice pad save there by the goaltender, Liv Gargano. And Galahs will try it again. Across the slot, no one home to pick up a pass. The Reds will look to clear, and they do.
And in the dying seconds of this period, we've only got 10 seconds to go. It's still 1-1.
And maybe time for one more offensive rush, but it looks like both teams content just to play around in the neutral zone and get to the buzzer.
And so at the end of the first period, the Reds and the Galahs all tied up 1 goal apiece. Both players with a player in the penalty box, and they will be starting the second period with a penalty. The Galahs with 32 seconds on the penalty on Troon, and the Reds with 1 minute and 24 to go on the penalty on Krulak. So the Galahs will have a slight advantage. They've played out of their skins, I think, this first period, Caitlin. I've been very impressed by their intensity, and they've done a good job of back checking, and they've created some pretty good opportunities as well. That goal early by Zara Dennis really set them up. Brenning scored back with a team goal assisted by Krulak and Cashin. But 1-1, and this is a game so far. I think the big question that needs to be asked, and we'll only find out the answer by watching the game, is will the Flaming Galahs be able to keep it up?
Or will they run out of steam? That's the big one.
It's fair to say that the Reds are probably a fitter team. They're certainly a younger team, and they've had a bit of an easier run through the program as well, mainly because they haven't really been challenged in too many games. They've only had a couple of close contests, and some other ones were probably a little bit less fatiguing because they're a bit easier for them. So a bit more fatigue in the legs of the Galahs. Can they keep up the intensity? There's a lot of adrenaline, and they play on a lot of heart. We'll wait and see, and we'll find out. One thing's for sure, they'll certainly stall as much as possible.
So we're here 4-on-4 to start the second period for about another 30 seconds. And here's Howe for the Reds, out wide, moving into the centre. She shoots, and Slade Baker's got it.
Now, because this first part of the game is not stop time, that goalie save will run the clock down and actually work in favour of the Flaming Galahs.
Because they are about to get their player out of the box in 3, 2, 1.
And it's now 5-on-4 to the Galahs.
And the Reds have got it. Here's Howe, tipped in front by Brenning, and that's saved. Brenning will go into the corner to get it, and she'll be skating around. Shot, save, rebound, and that's batted away by the Galahs. Brenning again. Shot across, and that's saved by Slade Baker. Kept into the point by Wright. She'll fire it down low. And here's Howe again. And Finally, the Galahs will get possession, and here's Sobol back to get it, and she'll just fire it down and keep it out of the O-zone. And here's another clear by the Reds. Thinking offense. Brenning dangles around the defender, right in the low slot. She shoots, and that is saved by Slade Baker. Looking again.
Saved by the back of the net, I think that one was. It didn't hit the net, it hit the back of it.
Does that not count?
And we're back to 5-on-5.
And that'll be covered by Liv Gargano for a face-off in the Reds' defensive zone.
So we are back to full strength for both teams in this very exciting tussle we're seeing between the two. This is the grand final game of the CCM National Women's Tournament here at iceHQ. And it's a thriller so far, 1-1. Doesn't get any closer than that pretty much by definition. And it's been a pretty exciting game. Zara Dennis has had a couple of chances and a goal. And Brenning also for the Reds has had the same chances. And both of them have been looking for those escapes behind the back of the defence. And both teams occasionally vulnerable to it with their D pinching in. And they've got to really keep an eye on that because that's where those goals are going to come from.
And the Reds with control off the face-off. They'll fire it all the way down the other end, and that'll be an icing call. So I hope they didn't want to go for a change.
Well, I suspect that Craig Armstrong-Frey will be a little bit more vigilant with his applying of the icing rule here, because if you ice the puck in defence, you're not allowed to get a change under the international ice hockey rules. This puck probably around the front there, very nearly put in by the Galahs.
But they could not capitalise. But they'll fire it back on goal, save Gargano, and the Reds will pick it up in the corner, looking to clear, and they're out. The Galahs back will fire it back the other way. It's picked up there by Howell, and Krulak will pick it up and skate it in. Pass didn't quite connect there with Cashin. She'll skate in and try and catch it in the corner, and they'll come away with it. But nicely defended there by the Galahs. They get it out, and they've got numbers the other way. Here comes Messner up the wing. She'll skate around, looking for space, and she's forced off the puck, and the Reds will pick it up. Here comes Cashin through the neutral zone, 3-on-2 for the Reds. Shot, save, and that'll be covered up by Slade Baker.
Good defensive play there by the Galahs. They collapsed back and owned the space in front of the net, making sure that there was no easy option and that Slade Baker only had one thing to worry about. And in the end, a routine save for her.
And that one was a bit scary, but she got away with it, and that's out of the zone. Gallagher tried to keep it in. She can't quite get there. And Galahs pressuring here through the neutral zone. And they'll come away with it. The Reds take over. Looking to just get it out of their zone, but great pressure from the Galahs here. Round the back of the net, Gallagher will pick it up, and she'll fire it off the boards and out of the zone. Here come the Reds the other way. Leicester just lost control of the puck there, and it comes out of the zone. They'll have to come out and tag up. Dumped in, picked up there by Quesada, defended there by the Galahs, and Quesada will go over into the corner and look to pick it up. Leicester around the other side looking to receive that, and she fires it across into centre ice, but it's picked up there by Brittany Mendham of the Galahs, and she will skate it through, and we are just a wee bit offside.
That was Jojo Mosner just leading the puck just a smidge. I'm really waiting to see Brittany Mendham get a little bit of luck. All through the entire tournament, she's always looked a bit dangerous, but never quite been able to finish it off. Maybe this evening will be her time.
Time will tell. Here come the Reds off the face-off. It's Brenning out wide, looking for the pass into the slot. She'll turn around, fire back to Leach, shot, and that's round the back of the goal, not quite on target. They'll get it again into the slot, battle for there. It's a mess of sticks and legs, and the Galahs will come up with it, but it's kept in there at the point by Wright. She'll fire it right on goal, looking for Howe in the slot, and it's picked up there by Leach. She'll fire it into a Galah, and the Galahs will clear it out back into centre ice. Dumped back in by the Reds, the Galahs will pick it up. Intercepted there by Brenning, but eventually picked up by the Galahs. Brenning still applying a lot of pressure here. The Galahs will get into the zone, off a stick and way high, still in play. Picked up behind the net by Sobol. She'll pass it around the boards. Back the other way. She'll try the other side. And Leach will be there to pick it up and skate it back into the O zone. Slips the defender, looks for a shot, and her stick tied up there by the Galahs defence.
Nice work there, Shelley Tanti getting back and just occupying the space where Leach wanted to be. If you wait there sooner or later, that's where all the forwards come to.
And the Reds looking for a break here, but the Galahs have numbers back. And Leach will pick that one up and pass it out to Brenning, who'll skate it in herself.
Offside, which has created this little asymmetry in the game.
Shot by Brenning across the face of the goal, and she'll go off for a change. Galahs will pick it up behind the net, pressured there by the Reds. Battle for on the boards there. It'll fall out, and the Galahs will pick it up, but more pressure there from the Reds. That's off the glass. The Galahs will skate it out, looking to take advantage of a bit of a break. Forced wide, pushed into the slot, no one home to take that pass. And the Reds have got numbers there in the slot, really owning that space and making it hard to get a good shot off.
It's a bit of a lost opportunity there. McNabb drove the puck deep into the corner and was looking to pass the puck across the slot, but she was being followed by Pointer and probably should have gone to the slot and would have got an opportunity.
And a shot there from Krulak is saved by Slade Baker.
We won't get to see it because it probably won't make the highlight reel, but you can see that the puck carried in well by McNabb, and she went to pass back across the slot. She was expecting for Poynton to be there, and Poynton followed her around instead.
And with just over 7 minutes remaining in the second period, we are tied up at 1. Puck spills out into the corner. It's battered around by the Reds. Picked up in the corner there by Newell. She looks to pass across into the slot, but it's off a leg of one of the Galahs and fired all the way down the other end for an icing call.
And that was Brittany Mendham getting in the way. She's played very, very well. She always looks threatening, but she just hasn't quite been able to finish things off. She just runs a little bit into the corners, but she's been a great option on a number of occasions. And sooner or later, I think it's going to work out for her, and maybe this game will be her chance. She has played very well, just not quite able to finish things off.
And Leicester off the face-off will take control, pass it up to the point to West Lynette, who'll throw it back towards the net. Picked up behind the net by Cruzada, out in front and just couldn't connect on that pass. Great opportunity there. And here come the Galahs the other way. Reds are back checking hard, and that puck batted away by the Reds defender. The Galahs will come away with it though. Shot on goal, and that's saved. And a bit of a pinch there at the point by the Galahs, and they got away with it, kept it in, and West Lynette back to get it for the Reds.
Just saw there was one of the classic matchups in this game of Niamh Gallagher and Jojo Meissner battling against each other, and Gallagher that time the winner, forcing Jojo to go wide and lose the opportunity. So great play by Niamh Gallagher. And
here come the Reds again into the O-zone. Here's West Lynette in deep, shot on by the Reds, and Galahs will look to pick that up and clear it out of the zone, but not far enough. It's kept in by Gallagher. She'll shoot it towards the goal, and that's covered by Slade Baker.
I've been very impressed by Niamh Gallagher through this tournament. She's only a young kid, but she plays with maturity well beyond her years, and she's a very smart hockey player. And you just saw her in that instance with a very good back check, having to skate backwards and cover up Jojo Meissner, who we know is a rocket. And she managed to ride her all the way around the back of the net and take the sting out of the attack.
And Howe with the puck off the face-off, right into the centre, and that's batted away by one of the Galahs defenders, and they will look to clear. Kept in by Sobol, off Brenning, wide of the goal, and she'll go around Howe to pick it up in the corner. Shot into the slot, and there's sticks on sticks there. The Galahs not letting them get those shots off right in front of their goaltender. Battled for there against the boards, tied up, it spills out, and Howe's got it. She'll look for an outlet pass right in front, and Brenning's got that. She'll look for another shot, backhand, and she's done it. 2-1 to the Reds.
Brenning with his cheeky backhand. There's about a third or a fourth effort there. Finally, she manages to chip the puck just over the top of Slade Baker. There's nothing she could do. She'd been already made about 3 or 4 saves in that particular progression, and that was just persistence. There was a number of opportunities there, and finally the Reds managed to stick the puck in the twine, and they have now taken themselves out to a 1-goal lead.
And we had some tired Galars defenders stuck in their D zone there, and it'll get ya. And right back into the O zone for the Reds. Thrown around the back of the net and picked up there in the corner by the Reds. Looking for someone in the slot, sticked away by the Galars. And here's Simone Leach. Muscled off the puck there, and it'll go out of the zone, but not quite. Frost to keep it in, throw it towards the goal. Leach looking to go and pick it up. Just beaten off by the Galars player there. And this time they will clear it out. And here's Frost back. Picked off there by the Galars, and they'll dump it in. And Frost back to collect it for the Melbourne Reds.
Desperately trying to get their change organised there, but they've managed to get it all organised, and they're on the ice with full strength. And changes often create opportunities. If you try and change as a line, sometimes you end up with 3 players all going for a change at once, and you can be caught short-handed. It didn't happen that time.
And that shot intercepted by the Reds. Off her knees, she'll try and get it out. Not quite. Held in at the blue line. We'll try again. And that's off a glass stick at their blue line. Fired back through the neutral zone. Picked off by the Reds and passed through. That's not quite onside, but it's all right. It's come out anyway. And here come the Galars on a break. They've got room. Shot and saved by the goaltender. What an opportunity there.
That was Brittany Mender making a break. It's great to see her getting that chance. It's not quite finishing it off, but a good opportunity.
And here comes Krulak the other way. She'll dangle it in front of the net, and Slade Baker's got it.
Swallowed up by the Slade Baker stick. But a great break there by Mendham. She got the space that she's been looking for all night and ended up with a pretty decent shot on the net. It was just that Gargano was in the way. Otherwise, it would have been a goal. Same about that.
We can guarantee if there was no goaltender, it would have been a goal.
Players can miss. Seen more than enough empty netters go the wrong way.
And Gallagher calling for it on the point. It goes the other way. Zoe Quesada in to collect. And the Galars have got it with a pinch from the Reds D. So you've got to hope that they'll get back with a bit of a back check. And Galars pressuring there at the point. The Reds come away with it 1-on-1. Here is Krulak. Shot on goal, rebound, not covered, but the Galars will bat it away to safety. And Gallagher with a shot on goal. That's batted away. Reds relentless here with their offensive pressure. And the Galars now have possession, looking to clear, and they do. And that's picked up in the neutral zone, skated in, off West Lynette's skate. And we'll go back and get it. Kept in there by the Galars at the point. Backhanded weakly into the corner where it's picked up and thrown out. Kept in at the point again. And Leach battling for it there, and she'll get it out.
With just 10 seconds to go in the second period. It looks like it's all going to be finished with the Reds with a 2-1 lead. 5 seconds left to play. Point will need to shoot right now, and she does.
And Gargano's got it.
And so at the end of the second period, the Reds 2 to the Flaming Galars, 2 goals to the Reds through Neela Brenning, and 1 to Zara Dennis for the Flaming Galars. A pretty good tussle, that one. The Reds with just a little bit more momentum, but the Galars are creating plenty of opportunities. The back-checking of the Reds good, but they are occasionally pinching in, but so too the Galars are getting caught out occasionally, but their back-checking effort so far has been up to shutting down the options. And as a result, the goaltenders haven't been super tested by them. There's been a couple of decent chances, but they haven't really had to work terribly hard. Slade Baker doing a good job in the net for the Galars, but Gargano for the Reds has so far only had 1 go past her, and that was early on with some little bit of puck luck from Zara Dennis. The second goal by Brenning caused by third, fourth and fifth efforts on the net, with the puck just caught behind as the Reds pulled on enormous amount of pressure. So we've got about 5 seconds to go before the game due to restart for the third period. The Reds with a 1-goal lead. If it's close at the finish, you can guarantee goalies will be pulled. And this is turning out to be a real tussle and a great finishing game for this CCM National Women's Tournament. Caitlin, how do you reckon this one's going to go?
Oh, it's hard to call. I'd love to see us going to some overtime. Always like free extra hockey.
Free extra hockey.
You pay for 3 periods, you get 3 and a bit. No one's going to say no to that.
That's one way to put it, I guess. If it does go to 3-on-3, it'll be an interesting game, actually. I wonder who they'd play.
Well, we may find out. We may.
In 15 minutes, we'll know.
And shot and score early on.
That's Brenning again.
Nella Brenning.
He is the dominant scorer through this league, and that takes it out to a 3-1, so a 2-goal lead now for the Reds.
The old
pass, and you can't give her that room.
Backhand, forehand, thanks very much.
Yep, can't afford to give her any room in front of the net.
And Reds here looking to gain control. Forced wide there by the Galahs defence. And it's up for grabs behind the goal. It'll sprinkle out, and the Galahs will pick it up and throw it out. That's picked up there by Gallagher, and she'll fire it off the boards, looking for Leach, who misses it, but she'll pick it up off a Galahs pass, and she'll skate it right through the middle, looking for a shot. She doesn't quite get it off, and it'll trickle over into the corner, where she'll go battle for it. Tied up there, but it springs loose. Around behind the goal, the Galahs looking to chase it. They'll win that battle, fire it back the other way, and looking to start a breakout. Past Leach, and it's back to West Lynette for the Reds.
You can see Dennis just looking for those stretch passes deep in attack. She's trying to get in behind the Reds' defence.
And cashing in, tipped on goal, save, rebound, and Galahs everywhere to cover that up and fire it out. They'll look now to skate out through the neutral zone, pressured there by Cashin, but it does come out, and they'll dump it and chase it. Over into the corner, there's Anshin for the Reds to pick it up. But
Dennis with a great forecheck there, taking the puck off and keeping the guys alive. Absolutely,
and kept in there at the point. Fired into the slot, battled there, off the goaltender's stick, still loose.
That was anyone's.
It was absolutely anyone's, but it flies out, and the Reds will go the other way. 2-on-1. Here we go. Shoot. And that's a flash of the glove.
Yeah, it's that high side shot. The goalie gets a chance to show you how good their hands are. The Galahs are playing a lot on hard at the moment. It's amazing to see how well they're performing. I think they've played well above themselves in this particular game. They're doing an outstanding job. And that last little flurry in front of the Reds net could have gone either way. But then they do get exposed when they do overcommit to it.
And puck just kept in the Galahs zone there, back into the corner, and they're looking for a clear. Kept in at the point with a weak pass down into the corner. Galahs there with numbers to pick it up, and they'll look to pass it in front of the goal, but not intercepted.
And that's going. There's no icing on this one.
No icing there. Sobol for the Reds will go to pick it up. And whiffed on that one, but she'll try again and get it out this time.
I've heard there may be a drinking game every time the word whiffed is used.
Whiffed. Terrific. And Lester in for the Reds. Off a Galah. And that'll get thrown around the back of the net. Picked up there by number 44, who is Lauren McNabb. Intercepted there by the Reds, but Galahs with numbers in the slot, just intercepting those passes. Cross ice pass through the neutral zone. The Reds will skate it in. Pressured there by Galahs. And forced wide. Looking for a little backhander across the crease, but it's all Galahs back. And they'll look now for a break the other way. 3-on-2 if they can. Shot on goal. No rebound available.
It's a good option there by Poynton. She's taken that shot from a distance and put it down low and hard. It's showing her experience. What she's trying to do there is get a rebound and a bit of a juicy puck popping up in front of the net. But that time, Gargano managed to control the rebound and keep it in. The difference between a good goalie and an ordinary one is how well they control those rebounds. Gargano did a good job of containing that one.
And here come the Reds on the rush. Galar's back checking hard, forcing them out wide. 2 players go down, no penalty on the call. And both parties seem to be all right, which is terrific to see. Galar's back the other way. Pass just did not quite connect to Meissner, and that's forced around by West Lynette. Back the other way for Leach on the boards there, and she'll fire it back into neutral ice. Galar's looking to tag up and get right back in. Gallagher's got that one. She'll fire it out across to Leach, who will skate it back the other way. And here come the Reds 2-on-2. Again, the Galars with a lot of pressure on the back check. And that one is sticked away there by Jojo Meissner.
Jojo Meissner had been amazing in this shift. She's done a lot of work. I have to think she'll be looking for a change pretty soon. She's been on the ice for a long time.
She's definitely earned it. And here comes West Lynette for the Reds, fired right into a Galar, but she'll get away with it and dump it into the zone. Did she get the red line?
Right, we've got a call for an offside.
There we go. With 9.5 minutes remaining in the final period. Well, perhaps the penultimate period. We'll see.
We can't use that word. It's inappropriate.
The Reds are up 3-1 over the Flaming Galars. Won there by the Galars with an attempted shot, but batted away by the Reds in the slot. Battled on the point, and the Reds will come away with it. 1-on-1 is Newell, and she can't quite get control. She flings it vaguely towards the goal, and that's a nice easy cover for Slade Baker.
I'm not sure I'd call that one easy, Caitlin. The goalies see that random bouncing puck
and panic.
And well, not so much
Scary.
panic. It's a very hard thing to control. You've got to get a pad in front of it, get your body behind it.
It was going a little wide, I think.
Maybe, but it could have bounced in. These things have been known to happen.
We saw one earlier today. And the Reds with good coverage in the slot to dump it out and force the Galars to come out and tag up. They'll dump it in and go and chase. And back up the boards, but not out. And Kulak there for the Reds. That's batted back in offside by the Galars.
Galars are still all offside.
So 4 of us are going to do a lap, and now we're onside. And that's intercepted there.
Galars are all
now
offside.
Is this record stuck?
No.
And Anshin skating in for the Reds. Newell to follow and pick up that puck in the corner. Anshin with a weak shot that's picked off by the Galars. And there's a race for it, and they're going to get there first. And right in front, here's another one. And the Reds doing a good job getting their sticks in the way. Here's Lester the other way with support. Shot. And that is bounced away into the corner. She's gone down hard in the corner there. That did not look terrific.
It looks like Emma Point will be doing 2 minutes for an interference call on Taylor Lester. Taylor has had a fantastic game. You can just see that urgency in her back check. She's absolutely frenetic in this game. When she gets on, she really makes her presence known. She's not very big, but she's fast and fierce, and there's a lot of fight in the dog.
So the Melbourne Reds will be on the power play for the next 1 minute and 50 seconds. We have 6 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the final period, and they're up 3-1. And picked up in the high slot there, funneled towards the goal just wide, picked up behind the net by the Galars, an attempted clear, and they will get the clear. Gallagher back there for the Reds to clean up the crumbs. Back into the neutral zone, picked off by the Galars again and dumped into the zone. And you've got to wonder if they're going to be aggressive on this PK, Carl, down 3-1.
They've thrown three players forward on a very aggressive forecheck on a penalty kill.
And with 6 minutes to go, why wouldn't you?
Yep.
Shot on goal.
To go in a 2-goal deficit, you've got to do anything you can.
Absolutely. And they'll go pick it up round the back of the goal, off the boards. And won by the Galahs. They'll try and dump it out, picked up at the point, and Howe for the Reds down in the corner to pick it up. She'll go around the back of the net, looking to fire it on, caught up there, and the Galahs will get away with it, and that's just kept in at the point by West Lynette. Right in the slot is Leach, shot, score. And that looked to me like it went in off possibly a defender. We'll have a look at the replay.
Bounced off Slade, and then I think Brennan again.
That's Brennan in there with the dirty rebound.
So that's a hat-trick for Brennan. She's had one of every type of goal in this game, which is a pretty amazing performance for her. She's been outstanding. In fact, that's more than a hat-trick. That's her fourth, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
And that will put a dagger through the hearts of the Flaming Galahs, who have played extraordinarily well. But now with a 3-goal deficit and just 4.5 minutes to play, you can't see them getting that back. They might get a goal on, but they're not going to get 3.
And here they come, defended there by the Reds, and Cashin will take that away. Kept in on the point, shot towards the goal, intercepted there, but kept in again on the blue line. And now it will leave the zone, and the Galahs are offside, and they will need to leave their O-zone and tag up. Right back in again, and the Reds there to battle for the puck in the corner. The Galahs will win it and hit it low, and it's funneled round back behind the net, where it's picked up by Cashin for the Reds, who will attempt to get it in off the boards, and it's back into neutral ice.
Just under 4 minutes to go. The Reds with a 4-1 lead over the Galahs.
And the Reds here with possession. Loose player there, but the pass doesn't connect, and it falls all the way back into their zone. And Krulak here to pick it up for the Reds. She skates it in herself. Pass across, loose in the slot, and that is saved. Rebound back behind the net. And we'll have a whistle here.
The referee blows it up. We've got 2 Flaming Galahs crowding in on one of the Reds, which left Marie Newell sitting in the high slot totally unmarked. If they'd been able to get a pass to her, she would have been able to fling something low through that traffic with a really good chance. The Galahs collapsing back pretty well, but if there's 2 of you on one player, the maths are simple. That means someone's free. You've got to do something about it. Of course, the thrill of adrenaline makes that a difficult thing to do, and the difficult judgment, especially when you've got a bit of a deficit. But that's what they need to do.
And they'll win it back. Picked up behind the net, around, but only as far as the Reds players there, who keep it in. And it's whacked out by Emma Poynton for the Flaming Galahs. Sobol back to get it for the Reds. Pass across to Lester, didn't quite connect, and Galahs here have numbers, but a great back check there by Zoe Cruzada to stop that opportunity. Fired towards the goal, and she'll get there first. In the slot, shot, and that's just wide. Flung back towards the goal, and the Galahs will pick that up and try to get it out, but it's kept in just at the blue line, not for long. Fired all the way down on goal, and Gallagher back to collect it.
2 minutes left to play in this final. 4 goals to the Reds, 1 to the Galahs at this point.
And Zoe Cruzada here, out wide, pass across, right in front, shoot, and that
Slade
is
Baker up to the challenge, keeps it out and shovels the puck out into the corner.
a terrific save. And here come the Galahs looking for a break, 1-on-1, 2-on-1. And pass just batted away by Gallagher there. Great defending.
Was Brendan looking for that opportunity? She got a good chance to get a pass across to Jojo, but again, Gallagher back there and equal to the task.
And here comes Simone Leach right in front. She just loses the puck there, and a try by Howe, and that's batted away by Slade Baker. Here comes Brenning again. Looking for a pass out in front. She gets it there, but it can't quite get collected. And here comes Jojo Meissner for the Flaming Galahs, looking to put one on the board. She shoots, and that's blocked out in front. Gallagher there with pressure, and the Reds will not quite clear the zone. That's kept in at the point.
And going to get an interference or a body checking call on Jojo Meissner. Fairly obvious. That wasn't a subtle check, that one. That was a pretty clear interference call on her. A little bit of frustration. But you've got to maintain your discipline. But with 30 seconds to go, the Reds up 4-1, and the Galahs on a penalty kill. I think this one's put down your glasses and head up to the bar for the party.
And that's flung towards the goal, and Frost back to get it. Kept in at the point. 10 seconds to go. Fired across the face into the corner. 4 seconds remaining. That shot blocked. And the Reds have done it. The Melbourne Reds are your champions, 4-1 over the Flaming Galahs.
So the Melbourne Reds, the winners of the first ever CCM National Women's Tournament here at iceHQ, and it's been an amazing tournament, and they're a very excited bunch of women, as well they should be. They didn't have it all their own way. The Flaming Galahs got the first goal through Zara Dennis, but then it was all the Nella Brenning show with 4 goals, and she was pretty much unbeatable whenever she got any loose pucks. I think she scored one of everything. The Flaming Galahs had plenty of opportunities, not quite able to capitalise them. Some good defence work, great back checking. In particular, for mine, the player of the game, although it's tempting to say you've got to give it to Nella, I reckon then Gallagher's defensive play took all the sting out of every break that the Galahs had. The Galahs had Jojo Meissner trying to combine with Brittany Mendham, but every time they did, Gallagher was there and she just shut it down. It's that sort of defence that wins championships, and they did a fantastic job. But the Galahs, great job getting here, and it was a better contest than last time these two teams played by not very much, 5-2 versus 4-1, but same margin, but a very, very tight game, and it could have gone either way up until it sort of blew out a little bit halfway through the second. But the effort put in by the Galahs was fantastic. They played outside their skins, and it was great to see. It was a great game. Very proud of them. They can all hold their heads up high, and that was a great spectacle for us all to watch. But the Reds deserved winners. They did a particularly good job. Very big smiles on everyone's faces. But I think the biggest thing that we've seen through this game, Caitlin, is the participation. All the teams coming across and playing from interstate, not overseas yet, but who knows? New Zealand's overseas, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so is Tasmania.
So is Tassie.
So is Tasmania. So is King Island, Flinders Island, Phillip Island, Mud Island. Who knows? Wherever it is, it doesn't matter. But it's been a great success. We've filled the rink today. The bar's chockers with people who've had a great time watching that. So I think it's mostly the West Australians up there filling up before they make their long trip home across the Nullarbor. Hopefully they stay here for a little bit of fun in Melbourne and we don't have a snap lockdown on them. Stuck in Melbourne for 3 months. But it's unlikely. But thank you also, Caitlin, for coming in and helping out today. I hope you had a lot of fun. It was great having you on the commentary team with us. And also, of course, to the officials who run the program. We've got Sean, who was running the scoring yesterday, Brian Hines, who organises all of the leagues and competitions and draws, and we've got the referees who do a fantastic job, and they'll be handing out medals very shortly. I think we'll probably shut down the commentary and just leave it to watch the presentation now, as Jane Burgess will be doing the presentations for the league. And big thanks too, of course, to the ice rink itself, and that is Ross and Carrie Fisher. This rink was their dream about 15 years ago, and they managed to put it together. And as a result, we have this fantastic sheet and this home ground of ours, which is all about hockey. And we'll hand over now to Jane Burgess doing the presentation. The trophy handed now over to the Reds. And it's collected by number 17 for the Melbourne Reds, Bronwyn Cashin. Celebration for the ladies, and that concludes the show for today. I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. If you couldn't make it down here, if you want to come and play hockey with us, this is the rink and it's what we do. Come play hockey at iceHQ. We'll be back with you whenever the next tournament may be. We've got the Pro League coming up in January, February, where you'll see some of the best local hockey players playing full contact hockey, and then we'll see what happens over the remaining winter. But it's been great being with you. Thank you, Caitlin, and thank you to everyone involved in the team. And we will shut down our broadcast now, and we'll catch you sometime in the not too distant future.